Hello. So you guys know me, y'all know I don't do intros, so we're gonna get right into it. I do want to preface this video by saying though, we are here today to talk to the female. Throughout this video, I want you girls, I want y'all to listen to this with an open mind. I want y'all to be open-minded and think of me as like a sister, a best friend. We're having a chat. Let's have a chat. Girl to girl, heart to heart, we need to talk about this. But again, I just have to emphasize that I'm only talking to the females right now. So I don't want y'all to like, oh, well, the males need to do this and males do that and, you know, blah, 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 blah. No, it's giving all lives matter. We're not here to talk about all lives right now. We're here to talk about females. We're here to talk about women. Another thing I want to preface this video by saying is this is not a channel where we hate men. I don't hate men. I think men are great. I think men are fun. I also love women. I extremely love women. I am a girl's girl to my core. But like I said, this is a channel where we're trying to be better. And so we have to have these types of discussions. I don't care how much it hurts. I don't care how much it makes you uncomfortable. Communication is very important. And I think it's very important that in life you sit and you have the uncomfortable conversations. If you're not strong enough to have the conversation, then you have to go somewhere else. Then you're not ready for a relationship. You're not ready for friendships. You're not ready for a lot of things. So long as the message is delivered respectfully, there should be no problem with sitting down and having an honest conversation with somebody about things that you need to work on. So let's talk about it. How you can be a better girlfriend, a better wife, a better partner. In a relationship, typically there's the feminine energy and there's the masculine energy. I'm talking to the people who are playing the feminine role in a relationship, okay? In no particular order, the first thing I want to talk about is being more appreciative. I think a lot of people in relationships these days, they have this entitlement, and you think just because you have this title, this role that you're playing, that you're entitled to certain things. Lately on social media, I see a lot of women talking about not going 50-50, having a man provide and blah, 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 blah. And that's fine. To each his own. The way you want to set up your relationship is the way you want to set up your relationship. But I think at the end of the day, you have to remember that you need to be kind to your partner. You need to say thank you. You need to show them that you recognize their effort. I'm not saying kiss his butt. We don't do that. Definitely don't kiss his butt. But if you have a good man, you need to every once in a while just take a step back and be like, wow, like I see how hard you've been working. Thank you. If he takes you out to lunch, thank you. If he buys you flowers, thank you. If you got a man and he's a good man, just say thank you for the little things. It doesn't matter how far along I am into a relationship. When I meet a guy and he takes me on a date, I make sure every single time to say thank you. When he takes me out to eat, I say thank you. Even if we just go for a drive, thank you. Like, a man doesn't have to do anything for you. You don't have to be the one. We are out here, we're all picking each other. He picks the girl picks the guy. Thank you for showing me a good time. Thank you for taking me out to dinner. Thank you for blah, 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 blah. Let your partner know you appreciate them. Nobody wants to feel underappreciated. On the women's side, we talk about that a lot, feeling underappreciated. But I don't think it's talked about on the guy side enough. The second thing I want to talk about is communication. This is like tale as old as time. And I think at this point, it's become like a joke. I see it on social media all the time. Y'all think it's funny to not communicate, and it's not funny. It's not cute. It's very indicative of a emotionally immature person if you don't know how to communicate your feelings to somebody. People tend to glorify these little habits, these little tendencies, and they're like, that's me, low-key me, like low-key crazy. I'm the crazy girlfriend. Yeah, that's me. No, that's not cute. I don't think it's cute at all. Y'all need to stop that. I hate that so much. Please stop. If your man does something to upset you, tell him. Just tell him. What is all this like silent treatment and I'm not gonna say it because he should know? You're being childish, girl. I'm gonna tell you straight like that. You're being very childish. This is why picking a man is so important, and not just being with someone for the sake of being with someone. Picking a man, choosing a partner is very important. The person that you're with, you should be able to trust them. You should be able to talk to them. You should be able to feel comfortable enough to tell them what's on your mind without having to play these games. If something is wrong, tell them. I'm sorry, y'all. My camera keep cutting off. Y'all know me. I got no space. Tell that man what the problem is. Tell him what you want. Tell him what you don't want. Tell him what he's doing right. tell him what he's doing wrong. If you are in a space where you feel like you continuously have to tell a man how to act, how not to act, what's bothering you, what's wrong, and he's not getting it, he just doesn't care, like he's neglecting your feelings, you need to leave that man. Plain and simple. There's no reason why you should be having to go back and forth. You're not his mother. You're not there to nag him. And you're also not there to give a man the silent treatment and not communicate how you feel. If there's a problem and it's to that extent, you simply need to leave. That's just it, girl. You need to leave, because we're not there to stress, and we're not there to stress him out. Period. That leads me into my third point. For the love of God, girls, stop nagging. Stop nagging. Do not nag your man. Do not nag your partner. Some of y'all have this mother energy, and it's not ideal. I'm gonna put that nicely. It's not ideal. I cannot stand nagging people. I can't stand to be nagged. There's a way to communicate what's going on, and nagging is not it. You are not a man's mother. Let his mother be his mother. If his mother didn't mother him correctly, you need to be on to the next. You need to find someone who emotionally, mentally, physically is mature enough and on your level. If you have to always tell him little things, small things, that's not the man for you. And also, if it's just like, again, if you have a good guy and you're just a nagging personality type, that's something you need to work on. Nobody wants a boss who nags. Nobody wants a coworker, a friend who nags. Nobody wants a partner who nags all the time. It's so annoying. It's very draining. Calmly, clearly communicate how it is you feel to whoever it is. Say what you got to say and be done. I'm going to tell you once. I may tell you twice. But if I got to say it again after that, something's gone. Something's done. You need to be fired. This person needs to be broken up with. Something, very much something. The fourth thing I want to talk about is your delivery. When you are communicating whatever it is with your man, don't be condescending. Masculine energy doesn't want to have to be challenged by his girl. You know what I'm saying? So even if you feel like there's a problem, there's a way to communicate it, or like to raise your concerns without being condescending and, you know, emasculating him. It's I just like, oh, even when I think about it, I'm like, oh, girl, don't do that, don't do that. I don't know how many girls I've been around, and when they're with their man and there's like a way that they talk to their man, and I'm like, oh, like, why are you speaking to him like that? It's bad enough if you do it behind closed doors, but to do it out around other people is like, that's bad, girl. It's bad. Don't do that. Whatever relationship you enter, there's a certain level of respect that's to be expected on both sides. To be condescending to your man is already like breaching that level of respect that you should both have for each other. Two, if you are with somebody who you actually love and you care about, why would you want to make them feel less than? Why are you trying to make him feel stupid? It doesn't matter how stupid the mistake that he may or may not have made is. And also, you should not want to hurt their feelings. You should not want to make them feel less than. If you're in a relationship with someone you actually like, the default feeling that you should have is to want to love and take care of them. You want to build them up. You want to make them feel good. If he's the one who you are choosing to be your man, you should trust him. And if you don't trust him, you don't need to be with him. That being said, if you trust your man, you should be able to just sit back and just kind of chill a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Discussing and challenging is not the same thing. It's not the same thing. If you like this man and this is a good man and you want to keep this man, you need to stop. I don't mean to point at y'all. I'm a girls. You need to stop, girl. This one I feel very, very passionately about as well. Leave your man alone. I've talked about this in another video. You need to leave your man alone. Let them watch sports. Let them play their video games. There is nothing inherently wrong with having hobbies and just ducking off and doing that. If anything, I think it's very healthy that guys have these hobbies and they take their time, their alone time, and they go and do that. Let them do that. This goes without saying. We're talking about good men here. I'm not talking about someone who like goes in the man cave and he like ignores you and his responsibilities for hours on end. The baby's crying. He's not helping you with the chores. Like, we're not talking about that at all. I'm talking about a good man, a good, balanced, responsible, mature man. Let him do whatever it is that he does for his self-care time, his him time, and leave him alone. If you just want to be there and be in his space, if he's okay with that, fine. But don't be nagging him to get off the game. Don't sit there and talk his ear off while he's trying to play the game or whatever it is he's doing. Leave him alone. And that goes into my next one. You, ladies, you need to have hobbies. You need to have interests. You need to have friends. You need to have your own life outside of this man. I know a lot of girls tend to end up in relationships and like we're more likely to cut off our friends or put everything else to the back burner and put our man first, whereas the men, they don't really do that. So they'll still have their friends, they still have their hobbies, they have their job, they have all these things going on, and they have a girlfriend and they have a wife, you know. Whereas women, we tend to prioritize that man, we tend to prioritize the kids. And so when he's out having fun or he's doing this, he's doing that, we're just sitting at home, or we don't have as many friends to hit up. Or if we do, like, we hit them up and they're busy, or maybe they're with their man because they're also prioritizing their man. And then we end up in a situation where we don't have anything to do and no one to talk to. And that's a problem. And that's why you're up under his butt so much and you're annoying him. Y'all are too clingy and you need to stop. You need to have your own hobbies, your own interests, and you need to be out of the house and away from him and doing your own thing, working on you, taking care of yourself, loving on yourself. Just because you enter a relationship doesn't mean you lose yourself in that person. You are still two wholes who come together and you create a bigger whole. If you can't trust your man to go out and have a good time without him cheating or possibly doing something that's going to mess up the relationship or cross your boundaries, then you shouldn't be with him. Number 7 that I want to talk about is making sure that you are meeting your man halfway. If you expect him to do XYZ for you all the time, but you're never doing stuff for him, you're the problem. You are the problem, sis. If he likes to do activities and he wants to do one with you, but you're not interested in sports, you don't want to watch hockey, or you don't want to do this, and you never do anything that pertains to his interests, you're the problem. But just because you're the female and you want to be taken care of, you want to be feminine and soft, and I get it. And I get it. And yes, he should be taking care of you in that way, but you also got to take care of your man in that way. So like I said, there's no skew dynamic, and there's one person doing more compromising than the other. There's one person doing more sacrificing or more just putting more work toward the relationship than the other. This next one is a big one. Ladies, you need to control your emotions. You need to control your emotions. If you are at the point where you feel like you want to be in a relationship, or if you're already in a relationship, you should be emotionally mature enough to be cognizant of what's going on inside, what you're feeling, and why you're feeling it. And if you don't understand why you're feeling it or what you're really feeling, you need to take some time alone, step aside, figure it out, be introspective. What's going on? Why do I feel this way? And then once you're ready, you need to communicate. There's no reason why you're being a B word. And even when you're on your period, if you're on your period and you know that your PMS be kicking your butt and you get really fierce when you're in your period, then you need to take some time alone and you need to just be away from him. That is not like a get out of jail free card for you to just go and terrorize the household, terrorize your man, terrorize your relationship, and then 7 days later when your period's gone, just be like, oh babe, sorry, like I was on my period. Like, be emotionally in control. This will be another topic for another day. That whole like crazy girlfriend, crazy female, I don't support it. I don't support girls verbally accosting their men. I don't think it's cute. I don't support the whole like putting your hands on a man. I will never support that. I will never think it's cute. And I tell my friends or whoever all the time, why are you hitting that man? Do not hit that man, girl. Do not hit that man. Why? Because that just opens it up for him to possibly hit you. And I cannot stand that thought, the idea of a man hitting a woman. I don't care what's going on, what you feel, what he did. If something in the relationship is so bad to the point where you feel like you need to put your hands on him, you need to cause him harm, you don't need to be in that relationship. Period. Another thing I want to talk about, and I actually got this idea from my brother when I was talking to him about this idea, trauma dumping on your man, or just like dumping in general. Oh, you should be able to come home and vent to your partner. But when it's like a constant thing and you come home and you're always so negative and all you do is complain and you're just dumping, it's very draining. It's also very annoying. The energy is just so low level, and we like to be around fun people, right? Everybody likes to be around fun, high vibrational, optimistic people. Expecting him to sit there and listen for an hour, 2 hours. Don't do that. Especially when you see him trying to get stuff done. Don't do it when he's on the game. Don't do it when he's doing his work. Don't do it if he's trying to read. Even if he's just sitting quietly. Sometimes y'all don't like peace. And I don't like that. just be peaceful. This is another one that I think goes without saying, but again, you can't always assume that things go without saying them. You have to support your man. You have to support your partner. Set those goals together. Be there for them when things go wrong. Be there for them when things go right. Have each other's back. Be locked in. Ain't no switching up. Treat your man sometimes. I like to treat men sometimes. Like I said, even if you're the kind of girly who's like, oh, I don't do 50-50. He needs to take care of this, and this. I think it's good to treat your man sometimes. It doesn't matter if that means treating your man to a date, treating your man to a dinner, or like a special something, just something that he didn't expect, that's out of the norm, that shows that you were thinking about him and you went out of your way to set XYZ up. Maybe you go buy a really cute outfit. Maybe, like I said, you set up a date. Maybe you buy him flowers. Like ideas that like guys low-key like, that they don't typically get or experience, that is out of the norm. And like, it just shows them like, oh wow, like that's different. And that's nice. That's nice. So treat your man sometimes. The last one that I want to talk about, and I think this one is huge. I think this one is huge. And it's also a bit controversial. I don't know, it might ruffle some feathers. Ladies, when you're in a relationship, and this goes back to respect and honor, don't do anything to embarrass your man. You shouldn't be out here being scandalous and doing single activities. The other day, my friend sent me a video on Instagram of this girl who went to a concert with her man. The performer called her up on stage, and she got up on stage and she was like dancing with him and being all just very provocatively. And I was like, oh no. And the man was right there in the crowd. Like the person who recorded the whole thing was recording his reaction to his girl being up on stage with the performer. Like you could see in his face that like his heart was breaking, that he was very embarrassed. It was real bad. There's certain things that shouldn't be done in a relationship. Cheating is not only sleeping with somebody, but that's also a conversation to be had between the couple. At the end of the day, you want to treat people how you want to be treated, right? Because Lord knows if a guy goes out and he looks at a girl for too long, you're gonna be all up in arms. Or if he's on Instagram liking a bunch of pictures, you're gonna be all up in arms. So the same goes for you. Whether he sees it or not, whether he's there or not, he should be able to trust you just like you should be able to trust him. That just goes back to communication and having important discussions before you get into a committed relationship with somebody. Discussing your boundaries, what is cheating, what is not cheating, what's okay, what's not okay. I think we only really ever talk about things that men do that they shouldn't be doing, that's considered cheating. That's embarrassing for the girl. I understand that and I support that 1,000%. But we also have to talk about things that girls do. At the end of the day, just be mindful, just be respectful. Everything you do, make sure you think it through. If you're in a relationship, it's not just you anymore. You're not single. Always be thinking about your partner. If I do this, how's it going to affect them? How's it going to affect me? How's it going to affect us? And if you're cool with whatever the consequences of that action will be, then go for it. And if you're not cool with it and it's something you're going to end up having to lie about, you don't need to be doing it. Just lead with love, lead with kindness, lead with consideration, and you'll be okay. Like, thank you guys for watching. I got a jet because yeah, I'm gonna be late. I gotta go see my family. If I left anything out that you feel like is important or you want to talk about, please comment below in the comments and let me know. I love to have a discussion. I really want this to be like a discussion based community. These topics I think are very important and I really want to have a discourse about it, not just me talking to a camera. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you later. Bye-bye. Okay, warm it up, Chris. I'm about to.
Oh wait. Yeah.
They ready, really. Let me write that down. Oh, I almost messed it up. It's great. It's all these ads. This see, that's what I've been trying to tell people. It's not easy to shoot a YouTube video. I have somewhere to be at 2 o'clock and it's already, oh, it's 12:47. It's okay. Everything's okay. Okay, I gotta go. I'm finna be late.